Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dreamstation broadcast. New, improved, with a working chat and auto qualification into the Swiss stage. What a performance they had last Open, and proudly sitting here on the desk, ready to support the team, is myself, SirPigasus, alongside the wonderful Lecky Spec.
Yeah, we're back. Ooh, we're back on the desk for Dreamstation, and we're back with another open. We can't call them quals anymore. That's what we just spoke about.
Yeah,
We're back with an
yeah.
open for Dreamstation, the same roster as last time of Bolleries, LCT, and Kevin. And me and Sir Pigsis have had a little bit of a chat about the pools and the let's say how the unfair pool one that we've been placed into.
Yeah, I would very much say that we've been giving the tougher draw here in Group A. To name out some of these players, we've got the likes of Luminosity Gaming, Kinotrope, Pires' Habibtis being your three teams auto-qualifying to this stage. And then sprinkled elsewhere, teams to look out for: Jungle Juicers and Esports, Blue Torch, Three Stooges, Senza Esports, even Yokohama F Marinos I would have to give a bit of love to. But also, as a big highlight, our upcoming opponents, big dogs, the full Indian roster, including the likes of the legendary Abs Crazy. So I listed a lot of names there. I think that's fair to say, Lecky Spec, and you'd be right if you assumed so, because that's more than half the pool.
Yeah, the pool is it's very difficult. However, it's not like an impossible one for us. Having a look at like the projected and whatnot, that we can see we are projected to get the fat W for this first game against big dogs, but it's not going to be easy. Of course, we are in a best of five, so a 3-0 sweep would be nice, but I wouldn't expect that many today because once you're in this sort
Mhm.
of like Swiss Day 3 stage, everything is 10 times harder. You phase out all of the weaker teams, and now you're playing the best of the best in the APAC region. So 3-0s, as much as we'd love to see them, probably won't happen.
Mhm.
But we'll just have to wait and see how the games go, really.
Absolutely, and I feel like with Dreamstation during the last Open we commentated, we thought that they were having a bit of a slow start, I think it's fair to say, where they did get that game 4 loss to Pires' Habibtis. And well, I saw him in a Twitch chat a few days later, and I had to say to him, Pires' Habibtis, I apologise. I was not familiar with your game, because they did go all the way to qualifying for that top 8. They had a fantastic performance, so I had to give that love to them. They did auto-qualify to the Swiss, and now they're going to be in that same group alongside us. With us being the third seed, you would hope to assume that that means we're one of the favourite teams to try and go all the way to 3-0, at least getting into that 2-0 bracket. But then that's when you'd likely have to play against the likes of Kinotrope, I feel like, is our most likely opponent. Or again, Pires' Habibtis, and probably shout out there to Jungle Juices as well, that I probably put up in that regard. But whilst we're on the topic of comparing these two groups, I'm looking at this Group B, and there's Koi, there's NJZ, Godspeed, and Rounds that are your auto quals. And then past that, I mean, Real Adrenaline, Praise, they're fairly strong. Albino Monkeys and Small Esports have been around for a while. And then there are some other names there which, I mean, I would just go on Boyo Royo's Twitter, and I'll just call those teams suspicious with the players
Mm-hmm.
listed, but that's as much allegations I'm going to throw towards that second group, because my goodness, let's just say I can see why he doesn't want to be on the stream today, because that group is a lot of red names on Liquipedia. We'll say that. We'll say that for sure. But in our group, lots of established talents sitting around. I'll be very interested to see which team's going to miss out, because we're essentially guaranteed that a big team for APAC standards will do so heading into the GSL.
Yup, it's all just gonna be about this first game, and you mentioned right how we last open we had a bit of a slow start. However, maybe the boys have had a bit of time to kind of regroup, think about things a little bit more. Maybe we're gonna see a different Dream Station. Maybe we're gonna see some aggro plays. Maybe it's gonna be some fast-paced gameplay. That's what we're hoping for. But the first game, right? It's always gonna determine the tone for the rest of the day. If this is a slow game, I'd expect the same back. I'd expect slow. And well, we are in the first of our games, and it's not slow to start off with, to say the least, but an equalizer has been found, and SirPigasus kick us off.
Well, I got a bit of a late invite, I will say, here from the players, but eventually we do find ourselves in what I hope to be their first match of the day. We saw a quick equaliser, so I'll tell you what, I think they were doing fine by themselves. We should probably leave. But like I said, it's going to be tough opponents, considering this is a first round matchup, and with the BU system and being that third seed, we'll get the third toughest team, allegedly, according to the seeding that's in the lower bracket. And in all fairness, they might have just been correct, if anything. I feel like this is close to that top spot. TCG and Sensor Esports being the only higher seeded teams in that lower half of the bracket. Very impressive that all of these players could come together in this spot in the first place. But we'll have to see how Dreamstation are going to be able to perform. Now they're on screen. Kevin with the shot. Great save there coming from Real. And we'll still be waiting for the first from DST live on the Dreamstation channel.
Yup, still an equalized game, but for how much longer? That one's going to work its way out of the orange net. But Dreamstation, we've started off strong. There is a lot of pressure on this orange net, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. The big dogs, they're going to have to do something pretty quickly, and Kerbin looks to do so, but Boleris will put a stop to that plan for the time being. In Dreamstation, well, their attack might finally fade into a defending play, but as soon as I say that, Caster's curse. Dreamstation back on the offense once more, and yes, it's an equal game, but the pressure definitely has not been equal. Dreamstation has had a lot of opportunity at the minute.
Absolutely, and we're just waiting for that final killer shot. I thought that was going to be it there from LCT, but again, it was Real on that defensive side, able to keep it out. Kervin will keep it forward, but waiting there was Boleris to open up the space, and LCT, what a fantastic performance he had in that last open. He was your hero heading into the GSL, as he just seemed to get better and better as that day progressed. We're hoping for a quicker start from the boys. Back on Boleris here. He won't be able to get that follow-up touch, so it's going to be abs crazy to send it forward. Kervin has an option inside, but with low boost, could he get himself around the ball to find his teammate? So instead, the team, with all the boost economy, all the space in the world, all the skill in the world, will get this offense. And there's your second goal for Dreamstation. Your first on screen, and it is Kevin Amay.
Yup, it was about time. That ball was always on that net, really. There was only like a couple of chances for big dogs where they had an opportunity to turn their attacks into, well, their own, essentially. But Dreamstation, very nicely done. We take the lead by 1 goal as we head into the 1:50 mark, and, well, maybe we have an opportunity to further that lead as Dreamstation are not slowing down. LCT looking to take to the wall and try beat Royal there. Won't be able to. And Boleris is going to have to send that ball back into that left-hand side corner. Kevin's already up for it, looking for the second touch. Won't be able to get to it. And now Dreamstation are going to be forced to play a little bit slower, regroup, and get some more time, you know, for the boys to come back and play a bit of defense.
Absolutely. Abs Crazy will be that last man yet again, and it's just a big boom of the ball, and you just look at the corners of your screen, it just feels like every time big dogs are in defense, Dreamstation have them whittled down in those boost counts fairly quickly. They've been aggressive towards the corners. What a shot there from Boleris. But again, Real, seemingly the big defensive talent here for big dogs so far, able to hold it out for them. It is going to go up again to Kevin. Boleris on that follow-up, looking for that double tap, but it didn't fool the defense of big dogs. They're playing rather reactionary. They're not making assumptions, and I feel like that's smart on their part, because you know that Dreamstation can come out with absolutely anything.
Yep, exactly that. And well, there is still 30 seconds on the clock, and Big Dogs they finally find themselves on that attacking play. But for how much longer? Kevin's already up, down to LCT, who takes the ball past Royale, and well, it won't make its way past Curvin, who's trying to set up a good opportunity for Big Dogs to equalise, and it has to be now. Dreamstation, they're holding on, but can they hold on for the last 10 seconds? Curvin's already up, the ball gonna fall into the hands of Kevin, and well, you'd think unless Abs Crazy can make this a passing play, it's over for Big Dogs at the minute.
Real wants the angle, and for a second there were hopes of a 0-second shot for Big Dogs, but eventually Dreamstation shut it down, get it across to the other side of the pitch, and they will take your first game of the day. What a performance we saw there from the mighty Dreamstation. A nice 2-1 start, but I feel like that didn't tell the whole story. For the most part, it was a rather dominant performance. I felt like our opponents didn't get too much of a touch of the ball, and if that continues, we're going to be laughing by the end of round 1.
Yeah, I said sweeps weren't possible, but maybe they are. I mean, it was definitely like a very fast starting game for Dreamstation. We didn't have to play a lot of defense, and when we did, it was pretty solid. And the offense is great, the boost management was great, even the bumps and demos that we saw coming out were great. It was a really good start to this Swiss stage. So if we keep it up, like you said, it could be a good day.
And the players are rejoining that second lobby. So let's hope that these sweeping dreams do come alive. Of course, winning that second game puts you in such a good spot to force the opposing team to have to reverse sweep you if they want any hopes of coming back. That's tough for even some of the most experienced talents in the scene. But it's not to say that Dreamstation are a lack of experience. They won't let our opponents get there in the first place, you'd hope. Great knock up there to start things off. Abs Crazy is blocked immediately by Kevin. Is that goal number 1? Will that go the full distance? Yes, it will.
That is something that you cannot script. What was that? Big Dogs started off incredible off the kickoff, and well, we'll take that. The long shot from Kevin. That'll do. We're already one up. But like you were saying, you know, we started off slow in the last open, and now we've started off incredibly fast. The fake kickoff kind of coming out to play there. It allows Baller to send this ball into the orange half, but it won't be there for much longer. Abs Crazy already up, not a lot of boost to work with. We'll have to opt to get it past Kevin somehow. And well, demos galore at the minute on Baller Reese. He finds himself off the field for a little while, and LCT opts to take this into the sky, but again, not a lot of boost to work with. Dreamstation, they're just kind of having to feel out Big Dogs at the minute, see if they've changed their game plan from game number 1, and well, Dreamstation, they're still showing the same potential that we saw for attacks.
You see a bit more aggression coming from the sides of Big Dogs. They're a lot more aggressive onto the ball. You try to create a little bit of space. They try to shut it down that bit quicker, but that attack, all bark no bite from the Big Dogs. There's a fantastic save coming from Baller Reese, and for now they hold on to that lead. Another save though required from Kevin, and now LCT will be that third man on the assembly, completely unfazed by that ball coming in from Real, and now it's Baller Reese back in the attack. Straight on the counter, Kevin will hit right back. And already you can feel that increased danger whenever it's Dreamstation on the ball. Even on the counter, you got Kevin prepared as third man. And this is really good positioning coming straight out the gates. There were a few times where the defense was caught a bit out of guard during the GSL with some higher third mans than you would come to expect here. But that's not what you're seeing in this first round of Swiss. And you could compare the two stages, but in terms of quality of opponents, Big Dogs certainly are GSL quality, only just not being able to make the GSL due to, I believe, a round 5 finish in the last open. So certainly no slouch opponents.
Certainly not. We're seeing a lot of opportunity come up from this side of Big Dogs. This ball is just not going in the back of the net, but meanwhile, LCT looking to make another for Dreamstation, a reality that has been sunk. Baller with a pass over to LCT that just kind of took Big Dogs off guard a little bit. And that's something that you can't afford when you're in like the Swiss stage, when you are playing these big opponents, right? You can't afford to be all committed to a play. You have to realize and respect the potential for a counter-attack to happen really, really quickly. And Big Dogs just didn't do that. And, well, it looks like they're not doing that again. LCT is going to catch them lacking once more. And Big Dogs, you've got to ask, what are you doing?
I don't know, just yapping at the ankles here. They're looking a bit more like Chihuahuas than any Big Dogs I've seen before. And in chat, I think someone mentioned earlier, Prime Jorius and Swiss. We're going 309-0. I don't think they've heard of LCT in Swiss. Prime LCT in Swiss, dare I say. He's looking dangerous so far. He's been able to take advantage of every single opportunity that's landed his way. You're going to give him an inch. He'll take it the absolute mile. He'll send it all the way to the moon. LCT with 2 touches. Looking for that bump on Abs. Crazy Buller Reese has the flip reset. Bells away here for Kevin. It's going to be another dummy play. A beautiful back pass. All 3 of Dreamstation connect. And that is a gorgeous team play.
Oh, if that's anything to go on for the rest of the day, I think we're set. The team chemistry is beautiful. The solo plays are beautiful. Dreamstation are looking beautiful. All of the plays have been just such an incredible display of performance, and Dreamstation aren't even slowing down. They have a 4-0 lead, and they want to maybe keep it that way or even further their lead. As Kevin tries to take to the sky, won't be able to. He will be knocked out of the way, and well, that ball will find itself in the hands of Kerbin, who will eventually pick up that 100 boost, but will also eventually be taken off of the field. Dreamstation, they don't want Big Dogs to even have a chance to bring this back, but despite it being 4-0.
LCT looking to find it back down there to Kevin. Real on the counter. Buller Reese denies the shot. And Big Dogs haven't even had a single goal this game, which has been surprising because they have spent so much time in offense. Even that chance couldn't find the back of the net. Buller Reese able to get all these blocks, able to transition this ball back forward as well. It is just great impact from all 3 players in every single area of the pitch. Rotations have been really clean. The trust in each other has been fantastic. I feel like I really haven't seen a double commit, frankly, all day. Certainly in this second game, it's been absent. Maybe one time at that front post where you had to have one player covering high and low regardless. LCT with the 100 boost will send it back to the corner. Real will keep it up, but with 45 seconds left, even if Big Dogs have an offense, even if Big Dogs have a goal, you'd still back Dreamstation.
Yup, this game is just essentially over and done, and Dreamstation, they will find themselves on that match point. Like you were saying, Big Dogs, they'll need the reverse sweep. They need to have a miracle, and if this game is anything to go by, a miracle it's not on the cards as well. Big Dogs, they're going to try and take a constellation goal, but I don't know if that rubs more salt in the wound, you know. You take a constellation goal, you're like, right, okay, I suppose we got one, but it is what it is. Dreamstation, we start off strong and we just keep getting stronger.
Oh, I've never considered that for a consolation goal. That is kind of true in that context, isn't it? You can either think of it as a momentum builder, or you can think, oh well, we did get a goal after working so hard. Shame it doesn't mean anything. LCT decides to get the job done here for Big Dogs. Sheets don't remain clean here. And Dreamstation setting themselves up for a sweep heading into Game 3.
Oh boy, what a game, right? That's all that we could say. What a game. Yeah, game number 3. Probably might expect the same sort of plays that we saw from Dreamstation. Unless, you know, there's an absolute miracle that come out from the side of... Absolutely, completely brain rotted and forgot who we're playing. It's because it was all Dreamstation that last game. Anyway, Dreamstation. We're gonna get the 3-0. It's fine. That's all that we care about, right? Big Dogs. Yeah, there we go. It's because they weren't Big Dogs. But you know what? It's fine. We need to see a miracle from them. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Oh, I'd have to agree. And well, you talk about disrespect in chat there, Dreamstation admin. Kevin put in chat after the game, is this best of 3 or best of 5? He was ready to leave. He was ready for round 2 already, but no, he was informed by his opponents, and this is indeed a best of 5. They do still have one more game to grab. You can see it at the top of your screen, luckily, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin's so lost. Kevin ain't real. I mean, I'm surprised Kevin is real on multiple occasions as well. He's too impressive. I just cannot believe a man with that much personality, that much talent, and that much good looks as well could all combine together into one man. I mean, he really got blessed by birth.
Exactly. And you know what? Dreamstation, they've blessed game 3. We're back on attack once more. It doesn't look like we're slowing down at all, SirPigasus. And, well, Big Dogs are going to have to do a lot this game. We're not really seeing much from them, but there's maybe, opportunities. Is someone just going to find his way in? It is. Brilliant. Dreamstation, they'll kick us off 1-0.
And it's Kevin with that 50 to initially find it over. What a read there from LCT to get that shot across. And I cannot fathom that he went for that play in the first place. I know that technically it's an open net, but when you're coming in from that angle, is it really an open net? Like, you have to give it that extra bit of respect. But LCT, he's a special player. He's one of the GOATs of APAC. And he just showed his professionalism, his talent in that one play. That's a lovely infield pass from Baller, but Kevin forced to hear the ding of the crossbar. That one won't find it. And now Baller is going to have to work back up this offense from his own third yet again. And we'll be hoping for a better finish this time. LCT on. That's a completely open net for him. Just taps it lightly. He walked that one in. Walking the dog, you could say. Sending it low. No flip into the ball, just lets Real get as close as possible, but it was never going to be enough.
Never going to be enough. That's exactly what... Like, that's just correct, Big Dogs. We need something from you. We've not really seen anything apart from this game number 1, and we're seeing a little bit of defense, but ultimately Dreamstation are running, or should I say driving circles around Big Dog at the minute, and... There's not really much coming out except for now. Abs Crazy will opt to put the first goal on the board for Big Dogs, and maybe it's the start of the comeback story. Maybe that's the momentum swinger that they needed.
Oh, Lucky Spec, you had to say something just as Abs Crazy was on the ball. My goodness, trolling over here in the booth. I mean, it was a fantastic shot from Abs Crazy. If we're going to give him full credit, it was a nice little tight double tap. Even if it was one low off the ground, it's still really hard to find. But one goal isn't going to be enough to take down Dreamstation. They're going to have to grab at least 2 more if they want to grab themselves their first victory of the series. And I don't think Dreamstation are going to take that rather easily. Real misses that ball, so instead Abs Crazy will be back on, but this is the player that you don't typically want on the ball in those dangerous positions. That being said, the Dreamstation defense, for the most part, has been extremely strong, being able to stop everything that has faced them. And as much as Abs Crazy was able to have a moment of brilliance, consistency will win your series and championship. You need to be more than just a moment's team, but Baller has a bit of both. Kevin makes the save. Kevin back there in the corner. And we're starting to see a bit more life yet again coming from Dreamstation in these offensive thirds. Baller being a big catalyst for it. And Kevin on this left wall. I'm so patient to wait for that heavy touch. Great intelligence showed there by him. Baller wants those 2 touches. And I felt like that one was extremely close.
Yup, it's getting a little bit more dangerous for Dreamstation. But Kevin's going to opt to make Dreamstation's chances of that 3-0, he's going to keep them alive for the time being, but it is getting a lot more dangerous. Big Dogs, they finally found their footing, but is it a little bit too late? You are going to have to reverse sweep, and it's not an easy task, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. LCT looking to further the lead for Dreamstation past to Kevin. Kevin won't find the touch, but Curvin will not find the save. Royale will, and well, that ball should have found the back of the net, but it doesn't mean that the possession is out of Dreamstation's hands until now. Abs Crazy looking to get it past Kevin, won't be able to, and Real will have to opt to play slow. Get it past Baller, but what is this? The ball's going to find itself on target, and a minute is remaining, SirPigasus, and not a lot of opportunity for Big Dogs.
Absolutely not, but it only requires one for them to push this into an overtime, so you still have to keep that focus when you don't give yourself that insurance goal. That being said, looked like they were looking for one in the final minute. It would have been less an insurance and more at that point a final nail in the coffin if they were able to get that one across. It's exactly what Baller has been hunting for quite some time. A Singaporean finding that backboard. LCT, it's all him, but that's crazy. Able to recover himself off the initial save. Kevin coming off the ceiling. That's looking like LCT in the GSL didn't quite have that same venom to it. Now, Ab's crazy. Looking for the bump. Completely dodged by LCT. That's some professionalism.
The air dribble cringe. It won't succeed today for Big Dogs. They have 5 seconds to fix this, and it doesn't look likely. The sweep looks even more likely as Dreamstation, all thanks to Baller Reese, will secure game number 3. It is practically impossible for Big Dogs to come back, and we said a sweep wasn't possible, but apparently it is. We've been proven wrong.
Absolutely. It's been a really good opening performance here from them. And taking home that sweep. Baller Reese finally getting that goal he was looking for in that final game as well, in those dying seconds to get the job done. I think that's what we call in the business there a perfect start, especially considering our opponents.
Yeah, a very perfect start. We said that this was going to be a really hard game to play, and, well, it didn't seem like that at all. On paper, it did. And, well, on the field it didn't. So I'm glad that that's the way it worked out. I'm glad we start off with a 3-0 because that's going to put the boys in a great swing of things for their next match, definitely. So, good game 1, but can we continue it?
And, well, I think a lot of it will depend on our opponents and if they can continue that form that they've already been on so far. I am having a look at some of those that have been reported. Luminosity get a DQ victory in round 1 versus TTG. That's a fascinating result. Three Stooges take a sweep versus Fantastique. And 2-0 has been reported for Zen Esports. And a 1-0 for Perez's Habibtis versus Yokohama F. Marino. So, the second round, for the most part, still really waiting to be decided who those potential opponents could be. You'd expect it with us being that third seed, assuming that all 8 from the top do qualify, that it would be the team that ends up in that 5th place position. So we'll just have to, sorry, that 6th place position. Yes, 6, 7, 8, 8's included. Whoever sits in 6th at the end of this Swiss will be our opponents, because with the BU system, it's all about your opponent's goal differential, and everyone is going to be on a -1 BU score in the 1-0 round heading into that second round. So it will just be all about initial seeding. So, unfortunately, with how quick of a sweep that was, Lucky Spec, we have to go on a break. It's going to be quite a long time since we see these players play yet again, but I'm excited to see it. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to grab yourself a drink. If you're from the UK, maybe grab yourself some breakfast or anywhere else in Europe at the moment. But do not go anywhere. Be back in time for round 2. I'll be doing attendance. See you after the break.
night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting, slowly falling apart. The silence causing an earthquake. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling higher, and I know I can be taller. Shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dreamstation broadcast. We are here for round 2. It's going to be Dreamstation versus Zen Esports. And again, bit of a later invite coming from LCT, but a match at least has not begun. So, straight off the kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, we have our next game.
Yep, our next game, we have just come off of a 3-0 sweep. If you guys hadn't seen it, it was absolutely beautiful. And now we're expecting the same sort of performance, this time against Zen Esports. And, well, SirPigasus, why don't you kick us off?
Well, it's going to be a team here with, I believe, 2 Middle Eastern players on that roster alongside Vines, who has been competing in APAC all season so far, has had a few decent performances to their name, but of course, none to match the likes of those that are on this one roster. He played for Overlooked previously, and I believe it was Executioners as well in that third open. They did manage to get themselves a top 6, a top 12 as well alongside it, but ultimately, they will fall first here in this first game. Baller Reese will get us started. And Zen Esports do begin on the back foot. This is definitely going to be harder opponents than those we played before if Zen Esports are able to play at their full potential. But Dreamstation look like they've got a gear to raise themselves.
Yeah, Dreamstation, they look like they're playing at their full potential. We saw that in game number 1 against Big Dogs, and now when we head into our second matchup, Zen Esports, it looks like the same sort of story. It could just be down to the first game jitters, could be down to Zen Esports trying to feel out this Dreamstation team, and well, their first opportunity is quickly going to fade away as LCT looks to make the pass to Baller won't be able to, but instead Kevin sits in the midfield, waits for a pass to go to him, and will have to set one up for the rest of his team as well. Won't be able to at the minute as Mohammed is able to send that down into the blue half.
LCT waiting for that first touch. Wants it off the corner. Can't quite find the angle. So it is going to have to fall all the way back to the defense. And Kevin to take this one up. That's a huge double commit coming in from Zen Esports. I could open up some space here for Dreamstation to exploit. But Baller is 50. Doesn't quite go into favour. It was well played by the Zen Esports defender to find a teammate, but LCT, he's alone. He might not need any. What a save from Mohammed. And Dreamstation start off in rather marvellous fashion in this first game. We saw those 2 quick goals and LCT getting the mechanics together. However, on the other side, Zen Esports, they look completely out of shape.
They're out of touch. A great opportunity, and LCT, he strikes once again. Second goal for him this game. 3 minutes is what is left on the clock, and 3 goals are in the bag of Dreamstation at the minute, but it's not impossible for Zen Esports to come back. Just with the way that they're playing though, they might want to put their foot on the gas a little bit. They might want to start going for different plays. What they're trying right now is not doing much against the side of Dreamstation, and we're seeing a very good like team chemistry that we've seen in game 1 from Dreamstation, definitely. And we're going to try to look to play a little bit of defense for a minute. Let us have a little bit of a break from the amount of attacking opportunities that we've had this game.
For a second there, I thought that was on target from LCT, and I was astounded that he was able to score off his own back wall. Unfortunately, the goals couldn't come that easily, but that being said, we already do have 3. Kevin puts it down. LCT was waiting, but Kevin will manage to get another touch of the ball high on the wall. It's going to be Baller Reese, not much in the tank. So we'll look to find his more equipped teammate, Kevin. Doesn't really use any of it in that instance. Takes that corner boost as well. He thought initially that first of that position was going to be a Zen Esports player. Perhaps could have instead left it to Baller Reese. Instead, LCT is going to have to be that player on the ball. Baller Reese in the meantime was able to pick up some more in a different position. Mohammed drops it down. Vines will look to try and find it off that sidewall. Kevin, though, will happily clean this one up. Has got a bit of space and time. Fakes under the first man. It's a nice tap into the centre. But a well-positioned defence and a bit of an awkward offensive opportunity there for Dreamstation. We'll see possession turn, but not for long with Baller Reese in the middle.
Yep, possession back in the hands of Dreamstation. The ball is going to float in front of the orange net. Won't quite be capitalised on for the time being, but the possession is still there. LCT down to Kevin. Can't quite find Bollerice. Yeah, Bollerice can't quite find the back of the net. It's all good though. The possession's still there, and well, we still have 3 goals. A minute left on the clock. It looks almost impossible for Zen Esports, especially when we pick up another one. Further our lead, SirPigasus and Dreamstation. They're not slowing down. We have seen the exact same sort of playstyle that we saw in game number 1 versus Big Dogs. This is going to be a really good Swiss.
I've got to agree. It's also the fact that they just feel better, don't they? I mean, that first series was already extremely impressive. And even if you give that bit of slack, because if we're being honest, Zen Esports are really not playing up to par at the moment, I still would have to say that Dreamstation, the way they're able to coordinate themselves, the way they're able to punish all these mistakes, even how they've sat defensively, has felt stronger than that first series. LCT's been chock full of confidence, and you can tell by all the mechanical plays he's been going for. I feel like the one criticism I can have of this team is that Bollerice did not score from that completely open net.
What a start to this game. That's all we've got to say. Constellation one for Dreamstation, maybe. Maybe it's on the cards. Bollerice looking to put another one on the back of the net, but Bader will send that away, and the ball will eventually hit the floor. SirPigasus Dreamstation will eventually take game number 1. Is there a consolation goal maybe for Mohamed? Maybe. No, okay. Never mind. It's not going to be there, but the ball's still up. Number 1 rule of Rocket League. Well, maybe not number 1, but it's a rule of Rocket League, definitely. Keep the ball up. Consolation goal. There we go. Oh, what a game.
What a game. It's another 4-1 result. It's another goal on 0 seconds. This time, not due to the hands of LCT. And Kevin asking what country Mohammed is based, because apparently his ping is fantastic. He's from Malaysia. That's pretty cool information to learn. Just for the cast as well here. So it's actually another APAC talent there from Mohammed. It's not listed on his Liquipedia, but fair play to him. I guess this must be the correct region.
Yeah, we were actually just having a conversation beforehand about, you know, all the Europeans on APAC and whatnot, so it's nice to see APAC players play APAC, definitely. But another 4-1, like you mentioned, and it was just a crazy 4-1. It didn't really feel like Zen Esports had any opportunities whatsoever. Dreamstation were running circles around them, and it's so nice to see the team chemistry. Last Open, we noted that they played a little bit slower. And now it just seems so fast that it's hard to keep up. And I can imagine that Zen Esports are having a really hard time keeping up with the fast-paced gameplay that Dreamstation is throwing at them as we head into game number 2 of this matchup.
LCT on. Beta will look to try and throw it over. Mohamed and Veins do get a touch of the ball. Beta, though, blocked there on that initial chance. Dreamstation immediately establishing themselves. They're not going to give that bit of space. Kevin gets that double tap. Can he get the job finished himself? So Bollerice will tap it home. But what a lovely attempt this was. Right around Wines. Made it look like he was going for that top corner initially. But the backboard was always the target. Never in doubt. Dreamstation 1-0 up.
1-0 up and not even 30 seconds have amassed off the clock. Dreamstation, same sort of story that we saw last game, and it's going to happen once more. LCT looking to put another on the board. Bollerice past to Kevin. Going to take to the skies and opt to use the flip reset. Get it past Mohamed. Can't quite get it past Waynes, however. And Zen Esports, they buy themselves a little bit of time, but not for much longer. Bollerice doing an absolute killer performance at the minute. The pass to LCT. LCT won't quite find the back of the net, but the possession still there for Dreamstation. Kevin keeps the ball alive, but not for much longer, as LCT's going to have to make the late jump. Will be saved away by Mohamed.
Oh, and that's going to be a rare mistake in defense from Dreamstation. But look how quickly they recover themselves. It was a team bump, and you really do not feel the effects of it. You feel like that mistake has already been patched up. And it's nice to see that put to the test here from Dreamstation. When things do not go to plan, how quickly can you recover? Hopefully fast. Because Beta Brings this one back to equal. It's been a stronger opening performance from Zen Esports compared to what we saw in Game 1. And Dreamstation going to have to be able to keep up. They've been quite far ahead of the gates, let's just say, coming out of that first game. They've still looked the stronger side here in the second. But we know how much of a confidence booster getting that first goal can be for a team. So Dreamstation should be on the lookout. Double tap doesn't find the target. And that is exactly what I was talking about.
A couple of little mistakes coming up from Dreamstation that we know are rare, so they'll be irons out eventually, but hopefully not too late, as we're finding ourselves a lot more on the defensive side. And, well, the defense not quite working out there for us, as Zen Esports for the first time are able to take the lead of a game in this matchup, and a very nice pass, I do have to say.
Yeah, it was perfection. LCT tried to get on the end of it. All he could get was a single ghost touch, which wasn't going to be enough to divert that ball away. Really well found. And now for the first time in this series, Dreamstation behind in the game score. They were extremely dominant in that first game. It felt like absolutely zero chance they would ever find themselves in that position. But just before the halfway point of Game 2, things have changed. Zen Esports have cleaned up their act. There's been a few less double commits, he thought. Until there was a massive one here in the corner. What's going on?
Yeah, oh my, Balleries. Good awareness to be able to turn on that and get the equaliser, essentially. Dreamstation, we knew that they could equalise, it was just about when. And we got it very quickly, so now we're back to equal footing. Both teams have to fight the same fight, and Dreamstation are not slowing down. The ball will find itself in the hands of Bader, who takes it to the skies. We'll get past Kevin, and a great opportunity for Zen Esports to strike, but immediately turned into a counter-attack for Dreamstation. The ball will be sent sky high into the hands of LCT, maybe, who just can't quite find the touch that he needs. And Demo's coming out onto Dreamstation as well. It's going to leave that defense a little bit more vulnerable. And I think that's what Zen Esports, they have to take advantage of.
Kevin inside to LCT. Good block there coming in from Wines, but that follow-up bump might cause him some issues later. Baller Reese inside to Kevin. Zero boost. Still able to just delay some time here. Get that ball, some momentum to the opposite half to try and regain possession. LCT! Oh my goodness! Off the back wall! Pinch off the ground. This is one of the most creative plays I have seen from this region. And it's pulled off by one of the GOATs of the region. What a goal from LCT. Dreamstation get the goal of dreams.
Holy, wait, what is this? I feel like I'm watching like some TikTok montages where someone had to try and go for this shot so much. And well, that's just, it's not only shook us, it shook Zen Esports as they've lost another one so quickly as well. That was, honestly, that was one of the best shots I think I have ever seen in Rocket League. And to come from LCT just proves that he is such a great asset to this side of Dreamstation. And well, the Dreamstation they're giving us a killer performance today, I do have to say so.
Can I be listen, Lucky Spec, can I be honest with you just for a second here? I've not recovered. I've not recovered from that LCT goal. There's been a goal in between. I'm still trying to fathom what I just witnessed. There's a game going on the way. Call this a moment of unprofessionalism. But I don't think I can continue. I think I'm done for the day. I think I've had my Rocket League fix. LCT feeding families out here.
And like the thing is as well, LCT, he hasn't let it phase them. It's like it's another just casual goal that he hits. He's still contributing to the team. He's still putting up the same performance in the last minute or so in this game, and that just shows the level of professionalism that Dreamstation have. They're able to have the nice mechanics and, well, they're able to shake us all, but they can still play when they need to. And Zen Esports, they were shook by it. They let 2 goals go in, and Dreamstation find themselves once again with an opportunity to sweep. We said it wasn't going to happen today, and we might have to.
We might just get ourselves 2/3 of the way there of sweeping the entire bracket, especially if the players are playing like they have done in the latter half of the second game. It was a bit of a shaky start, but my goodness. Some life put back into the team, and an insane goal from LCT has me bouncing off the walls, and I will never, ever doubt this team again. Not that I thought they were not going to qualify. Not that I didn't think they could do it in the 3-0 bracket. But, you know, I thought a 9-0 would be ambitious. Play like that, maybe it isn't as much as I thought.
Wow, oh my chat. I hope you guys are, you're just as hyped, because what did we just see? That is diabolical, Rocket League. That is honestly... Wow, we have to chill now. It's a new game. We don't have that crazy shot anymore, and we have the stress of, you know, being on match point. Yes, we do have the lifeline of 2 games that we can allow Zen Esports to take, but we want this over in 3. We want another sweep. We want to be able to go for a very long break so LCT can calm down. But I mean, Zen Esports, they want to stay alive. They want their chance to fight back, and they will kick us off with their first goal of this game.
It's another quick start for Zen. We saw that in the last game, however. They were the ones to get the match started. We had slight concerns there for Dreamstation, but they've proven now how they're able to respond in the greatest magnitudes. Mohamed, shut down by Kevin. Baller will look to take it over. LTT is in there, and there's another pinch just to add to his resume. Off the ground, off a teammate. A wall, a ceiling. Where's the limits to his power? Vader blocked again by LCT. He's coming off the ceiling, but Mohamed will get it past. And I just feel like whenever LCT is involved in a play, you just do not know what is going to happen next. I mean, you can see the clip on Twitter. I've seen that it's been posted. And just hear our reactions and how little we were expecting that shot to be followed up, let alone in that kind of way. So if you've really got low belief right now that 1-0 isn't going to be turned around, or even a 2-0, I don't care that Wines has just scored, can be brought back here by Dreamstation, you might be watching the wrong team here.
Yeah, I mean, it is an unfortunate start after such a crazy game too, but it definitely is possible to bring this back. There is still just under 4 minutes remaining on the clock, and well, LCT looking to start an attack for Dreamstation, but quickly will be into the hands of Badr. He's going to send that onto the backboard, and he's already up for it. Won't be able to quite make the connection, but Zen Esports kind of have come alive this game. They look like a bit of a different team. Maybe they have Dreamstation all figured out. Maybe we need to change up our plans. Who knows? Because we haven't had that many opportunities this game. Doesn't mean that they're not going to come. It just means they're a little bit harder as we're forced to play defense once more as Mohana takes a shot at the net. It won't quite be on target, and LCT will take the ball past 2. It's an open net. If Baller can get the shot off, Kevin looking for the bump onto Weens. Won't find it, but it doesn't matter. Baller reads him like a book. The pressure from Kevin as well must have absolutely just scared the socks off of Weens there. It would have for me, and well, Dreamstation, they start the comeback.
If you heard any cracking in your ears, that was the axles of the Zen Esports defender. What a fake from Baller. That was absolutely vile, to be honest with you, in the best way possible. What a way to get the team back into the game, to get them started with their first goal. And it's in an early point as well. They've given themselves plenty of time to just grab that second one if the minimum is to force an OT. Kevin off that back wall, who's there on the follow-up. It's Baller yet again with the quick follow-up. And it's just so satisfying. Oohs and ahs all round here, ladies and gentlemen. LCT was up in the corner as well. Look at the aggression coming from Dreamstation and the amount of faith Baller had to have in himself to go for that challenge in the first place as technically the final man. Just goes to show you how Dreamstation are feeling right now.
Yeah, despite being on the back burner for a good bit of this game, they still feel great about themselves and their ability to bring this back. But it's not done yet. There is still the same fight for both of these teams, and well, maybe an opportunity for LCT to get the double tap. Won't quite happen this time as Kevin keeps the possession up for Dreamstation, but not for much longer. LCT having to cut rotation and make a touch of his own. Dumped Kevin in the midfield. Badr will jump for it and send it dump straight to the hands of Weens over Kevin. And this is honestly a bit of ping pong at the minute, I could say, SirPigasus. Both teams are putting up the same fight. It's just about which one will crack first.
Absolutely. And let's hope it's not Dreamstation, although that opportunity did look scary. LCT, though, held the fort down for that 1v2. Kevin has a little bit of space to himself. And a second touch, perhaps. LCT was the one to follow. And Reese, again, with a really ambitious challenge forward. But ultimately, it has maintained the possession here for Dreamstation. There's that double commit in the corner. That's a bit familiar here from our opponents. But LCT couldn't find the target still. This is a little bit of a weakened offense from Zen Esports from that boost wasted. LCT, one reset, follow up, drop down here to Kevin. Stopped here by Bader. It's going to be Reese yet again. He's up. He's got space. Time. A flip reset. Across by here. A follow up. No.
Oh, no.
LCT is beat. And that's going to be goal 3 as well. And just walks that one home. The slightest of touches making all the difference.
It's such an unfortunate goal to concede for the side of Dreamstation. Oh my, it was just a little bit too confident in that play. All of the men of Dreamstation, they were too far up the field. There wasn't anyone paying attention to the opportunity for a counter-attack. And well, 50 seconds. Dreamstation, they need one. It might happen now. SirPigasus watching. What is this? This game has just been constant back and forth, back and forth. Why are we equalised again? And why is it from an insane pass from Kevin to Reese?
One word, ambition. Kevin already lurking high in that corner. Reese was already halfway up the pitch. That play was planned seconds before. All three players perfectly in tune with each other. Felt like they had no more defending to do. And well, that's the privilege you get to have when you feel like you're the better team. LCT doesn't get that first 100 boost, but gets it on the left wall after holding the fort really well with 0. Reese off that back wall. Bader misses. Hold on. This is some space for Kevin. LCT isn't lured too far forward this time. That's how they conceded that last goal instead. Happy just to start from his own lines. Gets that first touch, wants to follow up dunk. Kevin is high up. They want it done in regulation. Reese might get it done in regulation. That's a double commit yet again. Winds us that final man. Has to allow Zen Esports to survive. OT awaits Dreamstation. Next goal would be the sweep.
Golden goal territory. Can Dreamstation get it done in a sweep, or will Zen Esports, will they take their first? SirPigasus has been such an intense matchup, and well, it might not be over just yet. Dreamstation looking to get it done in 3. Kevin, plenty of space to work with. We'll get it past Wayne's. Reese is already up. It's underneath Mohammed and the crossbar. SirPigasus, we've done it again. The impossible. We didn't think sweeps were possible. We got 1 versus Big Dogs. We got 1 versus Zen Esports. We're in for a treat.
This has been incredible. Incredible. Yes, sir. Sweeps all around. Absolutely. Dreamstation admin. But just what a perfect blend of performances we've seen as well. We've seen the side of dominance. We've seen a side that's had to fight toe for toe for the full 5 minutes in OT. And we've even seen a team that has had to fight back all the way from behind. They've passed with flying colours, of course, being on 2 sweeps in a row. They've scored some fantastic highlight goals as well. And, well, I am excited to see how this third series is going to go. I'll be curious to see who those opponents are as well. I'll see if some games have already been reported. 3-0 for Luminosity versus Three Stooges. TTG had another DQ, so Fantastic were gifted themselves their first series of the day. And other than that, nothing has come through, but little surprises there. That was a rather quick series from Dreamstation.
Yeah, rather quick. 2 sweeps in a row. Oh my. We didn't think it was going to be possible to have one. We had to. Brilliant start to the day. And I think it's only just going to continue that way, maybe. Hopefully, we get more sweeps. But I think I'm still shell-shocked from that LCT goal. I'm shell-shocked from the performance of Dreamstation. I need to calm down. That was so unbelievably just beautiful to watch.
Well, I think the bots will get angry at me if I post any links in chat. So if someone else could do that to that Twitter post where that goal was posted, we're going to go on a short break to allow myself and Lecky Spec to recover and to give yourself some time to watch that shot or just reassess all the intricacies that you may have missed when you watched it the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, back after the break for the 2-0 round to potentially sweep our way through the bracket. Could it be with a 9-0? Well, you'll just have to wait and find out. See you then.
Paralyze my heart. Don't wanna feel your touch like ice tracing on my scars. Why is it hurt on the inside? It's unforgivable, but I forgive you every time. Hard to let it go, 'cause we're intertwined. I break you, you break me, but something about it makes us so, baby. Every piece keeps us together in the cold. wanna feel, wanna fall in love, wanna give it all up, but you don't want to lose your control. Are we playing this game? Oh, are we playing this game? Are you too afraid, or are you giving in? Let the games begin, 'cause I play to win. Are we playing this game? You fear that love is hard to find. Not in your heart, but in your mind. Are we playing this game? Oh, are we playing this game? Are you too afraid, or are you giving in? Let the games begin, 'cause I play to win.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dreamstation broadcast. One more series victory will see us cruising towards the 8-pack main event. But standing in our way is quite possibly the toughest competition we could ever face. Yes, it is that Premier team, the ones that broke records at the recent Birmingham Major. It is Luminosity Gaming. This is going to be a huge test for our boys here over on Dreamstation. They've swept their way through the bracket so far, but will Luminosity just be that step too far? We'll have to find out. I got the names wrong at the top of your screen, but I can assure you that the roster is Catalysm, Sphinx, and Sosa. And Lecky Spec, here we go, I guess.
Yeah, here we go, the game that we're all waiting for. Luminosity Gaming versus Dreamstation. We have been on a roll. 2 sweeps have found us here in the Swiss stage when we thought a sweep was not possible. And well, now we find ourselves facing Luminosity Gaming, who, like SirPigasus mentioned, was arguably the best team in the APAC region. So, do we stand a chance? Well, Dreamstation are putting up a lot of attacks at the minute, but are forced quickly back into defense.
4 titles in a row is the record for Luminosity. Their biggest challenge coming against Koi in that last open. They went all the way to 7, but a big clutch up from the likes of Sphinx. Saw them be able to take that title yet again. At this point, almost guaranteed to be going to Worlds if they continue making grand finals. They don't even have to win them at this point. There's only one spot, of course, coming from Asia Pacific, and with LG's dominance, even the likes of Koi look like they will not be able to keep up. But Dreamstation could potentially be the team to throw that spanner in the works with the way they've been able to play today so far. And as well, they seem to be great friends of this opposing roster. They did all come to our support at the end of the GSL after Luminosity Gaming had already qualified and Dreamstation were still fighting in that lower bracket. And that personal factor always does have a part to play in these kinds of series.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, the boys are gonna... Yes, they are friends, but they're foes on the field, right? And, well, Dreamstation, they finally get themselves out of that defensive rut that they found themselves in, but not for much longer. Sosa sends the ball sky high into the blue half of the field, and it gives Luminosity a chance to try and put one on the board. LCT's going to try to say no to it, but unfortunately will send the ball into the hands of Sosa, who capitalizes, and that's Luminosity Gaming that we need to be worried about. You can't be making missed touches and missed plays because they will capitalize, and Dreamstation, we find ourselves on the back foot of game number 1.
And I casted Luminosity Gaming for the last split in Open 2 and Open 3. And I know how they like to play in these Swiss stages. Of course, they'd love to be dominant the entire way through. Usually that first goal does come a bit later, like it has done in this series. And they just build up their momentum off the back of that. So Dreamstation will look to kill it early. Really well set up here by Bullaris. Kevin gets that goal back. And this is where you've just got to believe. You can't just look at the nameplates on that other side. Play your own game. And some magic can happen. Some dreams can certainly come alive.
Yup, definitely. Now it's just about making sure you don't falter. And, well, I mean, it's Caster's curse at that point, isn't it? Luminosity getting the better of the kickoff is going to allow them to take the lead of game number 1 once again, but we know that Dreamstation are able to equalize, and they even have the potential to take the lead if they do get a grip of this game. But it's going to be really hard when you're playing such amazing players of Luminosity Gaming, and still plenty of time nonetheless for Dreamstation to equalize, as LCT can't quite get on the end of the ball, will find himself taken off the field, and Catalysm won't be able to do much there for the side of Luminosity Gaming. We'll have to force Sphinx to play a little bit slower for now.
Bullaris will just tip this one up, but Sosa will catch it. Wants to find Sphinx inside. Great speed towards the ball, coming off the ceiling as well. Not looking to let go of that ball. Bullaris, though, kept those chances away. Also team bumped LCT. And these are mistakes that you're going to have to iron out as this series progresses, because as you alluded to before, you make one mistake with LG, they will push the entire distance. Catalysm back on, wants to dribble alone. Sphinx will have to pick it up. And it's a nice interception there from Kevin, not giving them the space to do anything against them. Bullaris yet again. And was that LCT bumped off the ball? Both teammates really gunning for the main man there. Sosa up, dribbles all the way. It comes off the crossbar. LCT gets a tap, but ultimately that's not going to be enough. Sphinx doubles the lead for LG. And it did feel like it was coming with these little mistakes coming in from Dreamstation.
Yeah, definitely. The boys, they have had a great run so far, but they were bound to, drop a game, maybe drop a series. And LG are going to be the team that are most likely to do it in this open, definitely. But it is only 1-3, so the scoreline, yes, it isn't too bad for Dreamstation at the minute, but if we don't iron out the mistakes that we have seen, I can imagine in the next couple of games the scoreline will get even bigger and even worse for the side of Dreamstation. So I don't want to jinx it, but we need to take the next minute or so when we're waiting for the games to come alive. We need to take the minute to assess what we're doing wrong, really.
LCT behind. Sphinx makes the save. Catalysm will just keep it up. Lets that clock ring down. They'll be looking for that 4th goal. They always are. Sosa wants to be the one to do it. Couldn't quite catch it. And that's game 1 over. And here's a stat for you, Lucky Spec. Throughout the entirety of the RLCS 2025 season, Luminosity Gaming in the Swiss stage have only lost 3 games. Not matches, games. And that only came from one series. Open 1 versus Elevate. 3-2 victory for that Elevate side. Ever since, it has been all sweeps for Luminosity. So even taking a game away from this Luminosity side would be something that has not been done in the Swiss stage since Luminosity Elevate in Open 1. So it is going to be a really tough record to chase. We did see some signs there in the early portion of that game, but for the rest of it, Luminosity were able to get their foothold into the game. And Dreamstation are going to have to push them right back out. Great start here with the pass from Baulerice. Kevin gets that one just shy of the crossbar. And in the first 10 seconds, that's the kind of confident play that is required. What a setup there from Baulerice.
Yeah, you need to be confident when you're playing LG. You need to know what you're doing. And we have seen it time and time again with Dreamstation, when there have been plays that you just know that they are ready to make. And there is one prime example. But LG, they're not going to let that phase them. They have plenty of shots on target. Unfortunately, it just won't be in the back of the net for LG. But it allows Dreamstation a little lifeline as they look to further their lead. LCT not able to do much. Will have to work his way back to defense, help out the side of Dreamstation as Sosa sends the ball sky high into the hands of LCT. Sphinx with the touch. Kevin and Baulerice, a bit of a double commit actually from Dreamstation. Those are the mistakes that we were talking about that need ironed out, but they haven't been punished as of yet.
LCT high. Catalysm. It's a perfect first touch. And a flip reset to follow. He might be looking for that second, but denied by Kevin. Sosa though, waiting for that ball to land on his car. And you've got to give credit to Dreamstation for how they have been able to defend against LG so far this game. Because the attacks certainly have been there. And that's a lovely 3-man combination to eventually find Sphinx. And that's just something this team can provide. One of those top teams that has stuck heading into that next split. Because why would they change with their perfect record so far? That chemistry vote becoming a huge factor of their play. You see it there for the equalizer. But Dreamstation may be able to strike back quick. It was a goal fast after the kickoff to get this game started. And they're technically still in that possession straight afterwards. But Sosa will be the one to shut it down. Musty Flick not quite getting the scoop he wants here, but he will get the follow-up bump instead. And now it's Baulerice. This chance is dangerous.
Yeah, dangerous maybe, but unfortunately won't quite work out for the time being, as the ball will find itself in the hands of Sosa, and LCT will be taken off of the field. 2v3 for Dreamstation, but it's all good. He's back on the field. He's ready to play and contribute. As Kevin, not a lot of boost to work with. Can't quite get a touch. LCT just going to have to opt for the long shot down the field as LCT is taken off of the field by Sphinx. And Baulerice is going to return the favour.
Sphinx high up. Catalysm gets that demo in LCT. Sphinx has that extra bit of space. Sosa had already pre-jumped to get that read inside. Kevin's on the back foot, so Sphinx will take it over despite the lack of boost. The better positioning will see them on top. It's a double commit coming from Dreamstation as well. Oh, and a fake from Sosa to beat the first man. Kevin's waiting as a second. LCT sits deep. Has Catalysm to stop on his own back wall. That first touch seemed awkward at first, but he was able to recover it well. Baulerice as well, picking up from those scraps. Kevin high. Sosa with the dunk, and now it's going to be Sphinx. LCT is in a 1v2. There are other options behind. Catalysm is the one to grab. But it feels like in those 1v2 situations, LCT is dominant. So good at buying time for his teammates to rotate back. And now they're all positioned well for this defense. Maybe turn counter-attack.
Yeah, maybe LCT's already up, but so's Catalysm, and Sosa will be there to collect. Plenty of bits for him to work with. Can try and get it past Kevin. Kevin being the wall that he is in defense, won't let that stand, and Sphinx unfortunately won't have the shot placement that he hoped for, but LG, they're not out of the possession of the ball yet. They still have a lot of space to work with. Sosa, not a lot of boost in the tank, however, will still get the ball onto the backboard, and Sphinx jumps for it, won't be able to make the touch. And well, LG, they're back at attack once more. Catalysm tries to get the pass down to Sosa, and Kevin's going to be forced to make a touch to the backboard as Dreamstation are just holding on by the skin of their teeth with this insane defense. But LG, eventually that ball is going to have to go in if they keep this up.
Kevin back on. And an equal game is an impressive record to hold against Luminosity, especially so deep into it. And you've just got to keep your head screwed on. You cannot make a mistake like that in the midfield, for example. Otherwise, LG will strike at the opportunity. It was a lovely drag from Catalysm. But Kevin was there in the corner, and now it's LCT versus Sosa. That shot's low. And Sosa will be able to keep it out. Kevin wants to find LCT. He had nothing in the tank quite yet, so the counter comes. Sosa wants that second touch. LCT gets there first. He sniped away with the demo. Kevin gets a bit of revenge. Taken off the one APAC player for Luminosity. And eventually Sosa was able to clamp down. It was a beautiful infield pass there as well from Catalysm, in all fairness. All the disruption from the demos ended up being an uneven trade in the favour of the team in orange. And now Dreamstation seemed so close to giving this team their first loss since Elevate. Still having a chance in these final 20 seconds, but it's going to require something huge. Can LCT provide? Redirect up that back wall. But Sosa will dribble it all the way forward. Clock whittling down. Only 10 seconds left. And oh, this is dangerous, if anything, for Dreamstation.
Yep, just keep the ball alive. Bollaris is going to try and keep the dream alive for Dreamstation. Kevin not able to make the touch into the sky high enough. And as well, we find ourselves for the first time facing a reverse sweep that we need, and it is against a team that is probably not going to let us have many opportunities at it. So it's unfortunate, definitely, but it was to be expected with LG.
Absolutely. They just bring a different caliber of quality onto the pitch. And that being said, despite the 0-2 in the series score, so far, Dreamstation have fought rather valiantly. I mean, forcing Luminosity to respond in the final 30 seconds of the game to grab a winner is not a title that many other teams can say. So Dreamstation look like that if there were any team in this group to try and cause an upset game loss, because that is what's considered an upset in Luminosity terms, it would have to be them. It's not the best start, however. Catalysm does snap up that 50 for the first goal. We already see Dreamstation going to have to claw back from behind.
Yep, unfortunate, but it's definitely something that we can work with. Only 8 seconds off the clock, of course, plenty of time. Dreamstation, yes, you're on the back foot, but plenty of opportunities will arise. It's just about how we capitalize on them, as LG, they look to close this out in 3. Sphinx will be taken off the field, but he does put the ball into the corner and forces Kevin to play a little bit slower, use up all that boost in his tank because he's taken off the field. And Bollaris looking to pick up where Kevin left off. LCT, shot to the backboard, won't find any use out of it, but there's still a bit of pressure from Dreamstation. Maybe a chance for an equalizer, but it's a counter-attack instead.
Sosa up. Wanted to get that shot across. That one's wide. LCT will sweep this one forward. Bollaris with plenty of boost, but one heavy touch. See Sosa pounce. 2 goals, 1 minute. Luminosity Gaming are on top. Bollaris thought he'd found the perfect position there, but just taking a bit too much time on the ball. You can get away with that against quite literally any other team in the region, maybe bar Koi. But Luminosity, you have to be on your very, very best behaviour. Sphinx back in. Sosa wants to keep it high, and we haven't really seen signs of that final third for quite some time. Maybe a first opportunity arising here with Kevin in possession. Coming off that ceiling, he has his flip, will save it for ground, and the wave dash to follow through the ball. But Sphinx Instead wants to take it over. LCT with a bump. That would have been crucial because Sphinx can't leave him with space. He's got so much mechanical excellence. Sphinx back on. Kevin lurking behind yet again. And like you expect, you're just waiting for that moment, aren't you, where that counter-attack does string together, because so far, we really have not seen it.
Yeah, it's kind of felt like a complete different game from the last two that we saw. Dreamstation, are they letting the pressure crumble and get to them a little bit? Probably, but there is still time nonetheless, as 3 minutes is going to be what we have to work with, as maybe this is the chance for a counter-attack, but as soon as that is said, Sosa is going to take to the skies, followed by Catalysm. Sends the ball into our corner, into the hands of Sosa maybe, but instead, Catalysm will have a shot, so will Sosa. There's no boost for Catalysm to work with in Dreamstation. We keep alive for the time being, as Bollaris tries to make a play out of this. Won't be able to for the time being, and Sosa will find the ball over LCT. Kevin won't be able to find a touch, neither will Bollaris. LCT with a save, however, and with the demo to Catalysm. It might be a good opportunity for Dreamstation to get out of this counter-attack, unless Sosa has anything to say about it. It's not going to find its way in for the time being, but LG, they're throwing shot after shot, and it's just about time till this ball goes in.
Sphinx on. Gets that bump against Bollaris on that back wall. Catalysm finds Sosa. Those passing plays starting to string together, but that was definitely a heavy touch for LG standards, but that will just lead them to pressing high like they love to do. They'll go up early. They do back themselves for these pre-jumps. Sosa to Sphinx. Oh, and he's got boost of a tank as well. Sees Catalysm just lurking on the ground, rocking that LG decal. LCT to Bollaris. Can we get one out of this game? Sosa says no, as did Catalysm with that bum. Sphinx, was that a ceiling pinch? LCT will get it out. And it just feels like pressure after pressure after pressure, and even in those perfect positions that Dreamstation find themselves in to counter-attack, Luminosity Gaming typically so quick to shut down. This has been the furthest forward, frankly, we have been all game, and still Sphinx will send it to that other side. Bollaris with a crucial touch to prevent that double tap. And this is going to be one of the final attacks. You've got to be prolific now if you want a hope of taking a game. But Sphinx, yet again, sends it back to our thirds.
Yup, it just looks like LG, they're running circles over Dreamstation at the minute as Catalysm he's able to get a goal off and further the lead for LG. And you've got to say, Dreamstation, you have put up a great performance, but I just don't think it's enough when you're versing a team like LG. Game 3 has been a clear display of dominance as Sphinx looks to bring further, even more goals for the side of Luminosity Gaming. They're not done. They want more, but Dreamstation, we do have a pretty fair, decent defense. It's just we've let 3 in, and unfortunately that's 3 too many. We've not had any opportunity to really capitalize and attack this LG side as Sphinx looking to get the pass down to Catalysm, looking to get the touch over to Sosa. It's off the crossbar. Catalysm trying to sink it in off of that pass from Sosa. He will be able to, and that essentially, ladies and gentlemen, is the game done and dusted in the hands of LG. They take their constellation goal. They take this in a 3-0 sweep.
And well, we said we wanted sweeps all the way through the first 3 rounds. I don't think this is quite what we signed up for here in this third series, but I guess that did reign true. Luminosity, they're just a different level. Fair play to them. Full respect to the players. There's respect between the players as well, which you always love to see. Like I said, they did come to our support after they qualified for the top 8. They joined us in chat here in the lower bracket of the GSL. So I know that there's love between these two rosters, and of course Luminosity probably being the best team that APAC has ever produced in history. They even have the international performance to prove it now. So in the grand scheme of things, not a bad performance from Dreamstation.
Yeah, not at all. The first 2 games definitely were very close. Yes, game 3 was a bit of a I don't want to say a bit of a stinker, but I mean a 4-0, it is what it is. When you're playing LG, it's gonna happen. A great performance nonetheless, and the boys, they only need one more win. Remember, yes, LG. It would have been great to have a series win against them, and well, really shake up the APAC region. Unfortunately, that's not gonna happen, and we're gonna find ourselves playing yet another series.
9-3 bracket incoming, says Barked. I'd count it a 9-0. I don't think Luminosity Gaming count, to be honest with you. They are a different level to everyone else in the region. However, I must say, there felt like there was a fair bit of catch-up there coming from Dreamstation. That was one of the closer matches that I've seen LG play outside of Elevate and Koi. So, I must say, I'm very impressed. It was a nice little warm-up for the final series win we need to grab. And now any team moving forward should be an easier matchup, a much easier matchup if we're being completely honest here. So you should all favour Dreamstation in this round 4. Come over and support us after the break. Goodbye.
Your lips are stained with fiction. You always have your reasons, and I spoil you rotten. Your hands are sealed in pockets. You fill them with your secrets. To you, I am nothing. I am. Your kiss, sweet like poison. You know you make me reckless. I'll run, but you are friction. Your touch feels like heaven. You make me hate all my sins. You are my religion. My religion. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you.
And sometimes it's hard to see. Living out confusion. We can make a way when we move in this fusion. Lines can't stay away. Living out confusion. We can make a way when we move in this fusion. Lines can't stay away. Lines can't stay away. When we move in this fusion, lines can't stay away. Lines can't stay away. We can make a way. Driving to California. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause we got a strange kind of fusion. We got a world to see. Living out confusion. We can make a way when we move in this fusion. Lines can't stay away. Living out confusion. We can make a way when we move in this fusion. Lines can't stay away. Lines can't stay away. When we move in this fusion, lines can't stay away. Lines can't stay away. Lines can't stay away.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dreamstation stream. We are in the 2-in-1 bracket. We are one series away from main event, but one team stands against us, and that will be Jungle Juicers. Tossis, Nim, and recently joining Risen, a full European roster, Lecky Spec.
Yep, a full European roster in a pack is what it is, and it's a roster that has it has a lot of potential. One that's not going to be easy, but will definitely be a bit of a break from the 3-0 that we just saw with LG. It'll be a little bit easier than that. So this game is, well, this series rather, is do or die. It's, you know, if we don't win this, we find ourselves having to win our next one, or that's it, dunzo. So this is definitely gonna be a crucial turning point for Dreamstation.
Absolutely. A few top 12s. The top 8 has followed the names Jungle Juicers throughout the season so far. And actually, in that top 8, they were able to make an open 2. They lost to Locomotive, which was, of course, the prerequisite to Dreamstation. So that's a little bit of fun lore there. This is another team which has, you know, some Scandinavians on the roster, which has been a bit of a pattern, I feel like, in Apex so far. I feel like they actually do get the least ping out of any teams coming from Europe, which is why you see quite a few of them show up. You've also got the likes of Rounds and Godspeed as well. But have been some rosters with Scandinavian players that have also been competing in Asia Pacific, and no real surprises there. They've been pretty darn strong so far. So with this new signing as well of Risen over Bacon, that does add a very different aspect to this team, which I'm quite excited to see, because that's a player that myself and Lucky Spec are rather familiar with.
Yeah, definitely. Us both being little EU casters, we're familiar with Risen. He is what I would like to say is the GOAT of EU Collegiate Rocket League, but I'm pretty
Absolutely.
sure he's just graduated, so I think his time in Collegiate is over.
Yes.
He's no longer on that Brohampton roster, and he's now found himself on Jungle Juicers in the APAC Open 5, so definitely interested to see how he plays here.
But he's had his fair few stints as well in the RLCS, including in Europe. I actually casted him for quite some time when he was on The Last Resort. I was the host of that team stream. He was rather strong, didn't quite get the performances he would have liked. And what happens when you get the performances you don't like? You see what the next lowest ping region is over. And for them, it is going to be APAC, but they're going to face some struggles when the GOAT is against them. LCT opens up the score.
Yup, a great start from Dreamstation. It's going to keep our dream alive of, well, eventually closing this one out in 3-1. So, can LCT bring the same sort of performance that he has been? Well, it looks possible, but just as I say that, Nim is gonna secure the first for Jungle Juicers and will secure the equalizer.
LCT just caught a little bit awkward there. Bulleris wanted to tap it down for him, but with the slight misreading of the play, that's what gave the opening for Nim to be able to take that one through. So it's a very quick equalizer. I did anticipate that this could be one of those games that goes in either direction, and I mean either direction. This could be completely dominant for Dreamstation if they play to the best of their ability, but Jungle Juices are that team that are capable of an upset, and I would call it an upset if they were able to beat Dreamstation, but as it stands, LCT is not going to allow that to happen.
Nope, he's going to put another one on the board for Dreamstation and is going to take the lead back once again. And it's a great start for LCT, and Kevin and Bolleris are there to help support, but let's see if they can add a little bit to the field as well. I think once Dreamstation, all of the players get involved a bit more, they are unstoppable. So, Jungle Juicers trying to equalize here with Sosis, making the pass down to Nim, but LCT will be there to intercept. Kevin with a long shot won't be able to find the goal, and instead will opt for Bolleris to take a shot, but Risen, the EU man, is able to make the save that is needed, and, well, it keeps the ball out for the time being, as Dreamstation are forced to try to go again and get past the attack of Jungle Juicers and get past Risen, who has risen to the occasion, funnily enough, and has equalised the series and the game.
Nice for Risen, just sneaking that through into that bottom corner. Again, just a little bit too far off the post there as that final defender. And this really will be a series that has that potential to go all the way. It's been all sweeps so far on the Dreamstation broadcast, which does make things rather quick. There's been quite a lot of waiting time. That waiting time might just be over. And like you said, you do need to, I believe, go somewhere at 1 o'clock. And if this does go the full distance like you spec, you might not ever find out what the result is.
Oh, I'm just gonna have to be left in the dark. Oh no. Dreamstation, close it out. Please, LCT, give me more of the insane shots that we saw. Please close it out. But it's all good. I think it's definitely possible in the cards for Dreamstation to take this. And, well, LCT is gonna try to be my saviour as Kevin sends the ball into the sky. Won't be able to do much with it. LCT's on the end of the ball, but so is Nim and Risen. Time for Jungle Juicers to take the lead if they can get something off. Risen, not a lot of bits to work with, will still send the ball nonetheless, and Tosis will be there to collect. Won't be able to get past LCT, who's going to opt to jump again. Nim's already up, but not quick enough. Risen, however, with a shot of his own, won't be able to get past Ballerise, and Dreamstation are forced to play a lot of defense at the minute, but we might just be getting out, all thanks to Kevin.
Kevin high up. Ballerise will follow. Risen's there for the save. LCT will look to send it across. Tosis ends up bumped off there by Nim. LCT has a tough angle to find. Doesn't get it on the first attempt. Doesn't even get it on the second. But Ballerise was eventually there to clear things up. And all the odd-numbered goals going to Dreamstation. A pattern which, if maintained, should see us taking the first game.
Yup. Oh, and finally it went in. After 2 attempts from LCT, finally Ballerise sunk it in the back of the net. That's what we needed. We take the lead once more, and, well, a minute 20 is all that stands in our way. We need to keep the lead, but it's not a comfortable one. We still need to be playing to the best of our ability. Kevin, looking to further that lead, won't be able to, as Risen will get it past Ballerise and into the hands of Nim, who tries to send a quick shot past the likes of LCT. Won't be able to, as, well, he's on the end of it, like he always is. Risen, not able to get to that ball on LCT. He's there once more, pass them to Ballerise, won't quite connect, as Nim will be there to take the ball away from him and give Jungle Juicers their opportunity to equalise.
Tosis sees Risen inside. That's a lovely block there from LCT. But I'm sure plan B is coming. It's Nim yet again. Ballerise though, able to stop that one dead in its tracks. Kevin with a demo on Tosis as well. And the bump following onto Nim. Could have been a big opportunity, but LCT's made a hash of that first touch. A few wall dashes will attempt to recover that position, but I think that will be an opportunity gone awry. Kevin, though, looking to restart that possession play. The bump doesn't land on Risen. Tosis will rotate back. Ballerise will take it off that back corner. Kevin wants over this ball. LCT will tap it towards the left. There was no player waiting in the skies, but they only have to hold on for these 5 seconds, albeit the ball on the nervy half of the pitch. LCT wants to send it across. Kevin off that right wall, just the ground to aim for now, and game 1 will go to Dreamstation.
Oh, very close game 1. Very close indeed. That was so close. Too close for comfort, should we say. But it's in the hands of Dreamstation nonetheless. And, well, we still have a long way to go, SirPigasus. Definitely. We need to bring our A game.
Absolutely. It was 9 shots to 9. It was the defensive performances that really made the difference between these two teams. They did let those 2 slip in. I feel like the first one especially maybe could have been cleared by the Dreamstation defense. But when it came to plays that were actually created by the offensive side that were more outplays than defensive errors, that is where Dreamstation came on top, and I think that will set themselves up well for the rest of this series, because if those mistakes start to iron themselves out for both of these teams, the outplay potential of Dreamstation should be able to carry themselves to a series victory and ultimately a GSL qualification.
Yup, that's what we want. We want that qualification, and, well, we have 2 more games to go until we can get that. So, will it be another sweep for Dreamstation if we don't count the LG game, or will we have a much closer lineup? It looks like it's going to be closer, Pegasus. It's definitely one of the most anticipated matches of today for sure, as, well, nothing has really happened so far in this second game as 30 seconds have ticked off. Dreamstation maybe with an opportunity to turn this into a counter-attack, but nothing will come of it as of yet.
Ballerise We'll look to find LCT. They've just got 100 boost. The first touch landed, but that bump from Nim will disrupt. It's required for that second challenge. Couldn't get the revenge on Nim. Will land it on Toss instead. Kevin has one player to beat. There's your first goal. It's Dreamstation. It's another outplay there against Jungle Juicers. And I like seeing LCT on the hunt. I like it when he's aggressive like this. It gets that Jungle Juicers defense a little bit nervy. They're going to be looking across their shoulders now for the rest of this series. And that can force that extra mistake. That can cause a little bit of a lapse in concentration. It should be only up here for Dreamstation, but they did give me a little bit of a fright there with that defensive positioning. But they kept it out the first time. Tossis wants to go alone. It was a good save from Kevin, and LCT again with a boom and collecting the pass. Can't find the target, but still able to inflict that danger.
Jungle Juicers are in the danger zone here. They have to find their way out, and Sosis looks to do so, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. LCT's on the end of it will get the 50 off, but not quite in his favour as Kevin and Risen. They're both up. Risen has beat him this time, and Tosis looks to further the ball in front of that orange net, creeping ever so closely. Nim with a shot. He's heard the ding of that crossbar, and well, it's not in for the time being. Dreamstation still holding on, but Bollaris needs to rotate back as Kevin and LCT are forced to play defense, and well, LCT thankfully has bought some time.
Kevin up. Wants that second touch. Gets the flip reset. LCT bumps one of the final men, but Tossis was that second option, and he might be their only option here for the goal. LCT, though, rotates back so fast. Coming from offense to defense, he's covered every single blade of grass, it's felt like, in this game. LCT block, might find Baller but Risen was positioned well to get that clearance. And now Kevin with some space and time. Flicks it forward. He'll be looking to go alone. Baller though wants it for himself. Risen will just clean up that play. As you can just feel that second goal might just be looming for them. They've worked so hard to try and double their lead, but compliments to both sides. The defense overall has been rather strong.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have played great defense, but here's the mistake coming out from Jungle Juicers, LCT, and Ballaris. They're going to capitalize. Nim jumped for the ball, wasn't able to make the touch. Ballaris beat him to it, and LCT had a free open net. Read him like a book, and there is that second goal that we knew was coming. It was looming forever, and now maybe Jungle Juicers with a great kickoff. Not able to bring one to the scoreboard, but it's getting very, very close.
Oh, Kevin and LCT had an open net in front of him. How about a well-worked play between them instead? They decided it was just that bit too easy. They wanted the extra style points. And well, they've achieved plenty with that lovely drop-down pass.
What a pass. SirPigasus, we have seen so many insane plays from Dreamstation. We have seen the team chemistry, and it just seems like it's not going away. It's getting stronger every single second that takes them on the field. As LCT tries to find another opportunity, so the ball will be pinched into the orange half, and Nim and Ballaris will have to go for a 50 in this corner. Kevin, not a lot of boost to work with, but we'll get the flip reset nonetheless. It's past Risen, but into the hands of Tosis and Nim, who are going to send this straight back to that third man, Risen. We'll get it past Kevin, get it into the front of that net there. Nothing will come of it as of yet, but Jungle Juicers, you have a minute left. You have to have something quick.
LCT forward, Nim's there. Wants to take it off that corner, can't quite find the read, so instead toss this up high. Kevin will dunk, but Risen with plenty of boost of the tank, despite being on an island, should be able to catch this one. And does keep it low. That is beautiful control from Risen. Tossis will catch Ballaris with the initial save. Follow-up required. Kevin is on the end of it. And Ballaris is high up. Gets bumped away there by Nim. Kevin, though, buying some time with some of these flip resets. Now LCT can take over here on the underlap. Does take it on the outside. Risen is bumped away. And now it's Kevin. Back to Reese. Wants that third option. But LCT was all the way back. The Indonesian buying his time. There's the play you were waiting for. Unfortunately, Nim was in the spot to keep that one out. Now in the final 10 seconds, you could say that this game is done and dusted. 3-0 in the game score. 3-0 the target series score as well. Another very solid showing here from Dreamstation, who should be able to keep their sheets clean if they just slam this one down on the floor. But hold on, they're hunting for a fourth. They've decided they're not done yet. Kevin's there on a follow, and they will get it.
Oh, the perfect constellation goal. You didn't need it, but we wanted it. 4-0. Do you know what? It was because you gave that really good 3-0 speech about the 3-0 series sweep. They just thought, no, I'm gonna...
Can't let me have it.
Curse you. Yeah, exactly. The 4-0 comes out for Dreamstation, and we find ourselves on match point, a very familiar place today. We don't come to the LG game. That was...
No.
Let's just say that was it was destined to be that way. But if we move aside the LG game, we've had sweeps all day, so let's hope that this can be another one to the board. As it looks very likely for Dreamstation, definitely.
Yeah, it really does, and as well, it's as if the players are aware that you have to leave within 20 minutes because they're getting this game done rather quickly. It must be said, if they can secure the sweep, then that is absolutely job done. You'll be able to watch all the games today. You'll be able to, earn some bread as well alongside. Very happy to hear that. But that has to match the performances on the pitch. Sorry, I am just watching a bit of a delay here and the players getting back in. That's why I did hesitate. But it looks like we should be all A-okay. No black screens this time. Luckily, that is a huge difference we have seen between this Swiss stage in Open 5 to the GSL in Open 4, because my goodness, there were a few issues there.
Yeah, just a little bit. Hey, we had so many black screens. We had players not inviting. It was unfortunate, but do you know what? Tech, we've had a great tech today. It's not been... we always have a tech difficulty in esports, and well, we've not had that today, but what we do have is Jungle Juicers taking the lead of game number 3. Sosis will be the first to secure a goal, and Dreamstation start on the back foot.
And it's 21 seconds past that goal is scored. That leaves plenty of time for the comeback. It's that double-edged sword. You give the head start, but give yourself plenty of time to respond. Baller race on. He might just respond within the first few seconds. Nim able to hold it out. LCT gonna have to try and contest here in the corner, coming off the ceiling. Wants to try and go alone. Wants to reset. Has to settle for a 50 instead. Wasn't quite close enough to the ball. Didn't have time, regardless, with the well-positioned defense of Jungle Juicers. Now it's Nim. Has risen. Waiting just behind to try and pick this one up. LCT will be the one to challenge him. Baller in the corner. Will go down to Tossis, and it is just a moment of calm between these two teams. A lot of boom ball. A lot of these hard 50s going away from the player with possession, but things starting to open up here, unfortunately, for the Jungle Juicers. A completely open chance for them. A lot of it built up from them, and just the lack of that second line of defense.
Yup, it's unfortunate, but Nim showing that he can contribute to this game. He has great potential to bring Jungle Juicers in front and into the lead, as he's going to save that shot from LCT. And Kevin, plenty of us to work with, will jump to the occasion. We'll try and find the pinch, but we'll find Risen instead. Nim, he's up once more. Another shot on target will be saved away by LCT, and Jungle Juicers have definitely had a talk in the break, because it's a different team that we're seeing. Kevin, the shot on target, maybe it'll hit off the post instead, and that could have been a great start for Dreamstation.
That is a devastator, but they might just get a follow-up chance. No, Nim able to shut it down on that back wall. At least the offense is still flowing for Dreamstation. They've got that high press. They're hungry for that first goal to get them into the game. Very much the mentality of getting a sweep. They're not going to throw away any single individual games. It'd keep the pattern going as well of every single match we've seen today being a sweep. LCT They're in field. There was a demo from Kevin. Balleris just has to tap it back. It's really low boost other than that lone LCT, but he might just be enough. He wants to 50 through. Risen holds off well. It's a nice save from Nim on the follow. Kevin's been given some time to get a boost, and that's going to be a sign of danger for the opponents, but they have been solid. LCT back forward, and they really haven't escaped their half. Kevin defending it as if it was his own goal line. Balleris piling on here in the corner, finds central space. LCT can't finish. It was just that bit too far ahead. And it's just so close to perfection, but not close enough.
We just can't find the opening. We are sending shots after shot. Dreamstation. It's about time that ball goes in the back of the net, but Jungle Juicers a great display of defense. Maybe not for much longer. Tosis just gets out of that one alive, and with the ball is going to be boomed across into the orange half, which feels like the first time this game because it's been in this blue half for so long. But you know, it has been scored twice from Jungle Juicers, so maybe they want to look to bring that to a 3-0 lead and really shake things up in the series. Won't quite be the case for now, as LCT sends it sky high, but it's into the hands of Tosis. Down to Kevin and Balleris, who will be taken off the field thanks to Risen, but Kevin able to make the pass down to LCT, who won't be able to finish in the back of that net. And Dreamstation not having a really good game 3. They have had a lot of attacks definitely, but none of which are just that finishing touch.
Yeah, Jungle Juicers were off to get themselves with a lead really early into this game, and ever since they've had that low block to try and soak up the high press that Dreamstation have been playing. So despite all the offense we've been able to have, all three players essentially on the goal line at all instances has been a really tough wall to break. And with 40 seconds left, it would require some very late heroics from some of these Dreamstation players if they do want to keep sweeping hopes up. But with every second that goes down, that's another second in the favour of Jungle Juicers, and they might just be taking their first game against Dreamstation. We might just see our first series that doesn't end in a sweep, unless Kevin might have something late to say about it. Doesn't quite get the touch they'd want. LCT has a tough angle. Risen covered that very tight space that was in front of him, and then that crossbar pesky yet again plays a factor in those final seconds, and that will be this game over, but certainly not this series, this match, or this run of Dreamstation. We're going to go to game 4.
Yup, game number 4. We're destined for it. Jungle Juicers, they've brought things back. It looked like it could have been a 3-0 sweep, and we said it, and we just had to go jinx it, didn't we? We had to. Risen and the boys of Jungle Juicers, a great display of Rocket League, essentially. They're able to take their first and maybe reverse sweep. Maybe, who knows?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, Dreamstation, we're gonna have to do a little bit more, bring back the same vibes and the same sort of play style that we saw in games 1 and 2. It's gonna be tough. It's doable though. It's not LG. That's all I got to say.
That's true. It is a huge advantage when your opponents are anyone else but LG. There is some delay yet again getting the game started. There's a few players leaving and rejoining the lobby again and again and again, but eventually we have gotten here into game 4. We do have kickoff. It starts off with a 2-man squish there between LCT and Balleris of the kickoff. Kevin will look to take it over, but no early goals coming in here for Dreamstation. Jungle Juicers were able to get themselves on within the first 20 seconds of that last game. Let's hope that feat doesn't repeat itself. We've got 2 seconds for that prophecy to be proven false. There we go. We do pass it. Already a better start for Dreamstation.
Yup, a better start, but Jungle Juicers, they look to continue that start they had last game. They're not going to be able to right now, but it's all good. 4 minutes 20, so not even a minute has left the clock, and we're still scoreless, but Dreamstation are going to have to play a little bit cautious here in defense. Risen's already up. Kevin, down to LCT, but Nim looked to intercept. That was dangerously close, but it's not far enough for Jungle Juicers, as Dreamstation, an opportunity for us here. Balleris takes to the skies. won't be able to really do much with this apart from send it into the hands of Risen, and Nim won't be able to make a touch either. Kevin just has to beat Tosis, and well, Risen's gonna be back unfortunately, but Dreamstation looking a lot stronger this game.
Tosis takes it up, wants that double tap himself. Instead, Reese will sweep that forward. LCT on the follow. Risen saw him coming, but Kevin is going to be one Dreamstation player too many. LCT can't get that drop down pass, like I said. Very reminiscent of a pass we saw from him in the GSL. That's a big demo, but it's a really high ball there from Kevin. Made that job quite hard for Reese to find the target. And it's going to feel like a little open window opportunity has gone away here for Dreamstation, and instead they are going to have to pick it up from their own lines. Reese, let's get that 50 towards Kevin. If the follow-up's there, Tosses has missed. It's LCT, and there's your lead for Dreamstation. We've been waiting for it for quite some time. We felt like that goal was coming. And it's better that it came in this game than the last. It would have only been consolation. Now it's got some weight behind it.
Yup, that's what we need. We needed that goal, and maybe now momentum is going to start swaying for Dreamstation. Maybe we take this 3-1. Who knows? LCT already up. Won't be able to get another touch, but instead Nim will make the pass down to Reese. Reese with the shot. Makes Dreamstation have a second goal this game, furthers their lead, and Risen not able to get to that in time. Tosis was not able to react, and well, Dreamstation, they have a brilliant start to game number 4. It's all just about can they keep this up.
That was such a tough read for Reese as well. Well, I should say it was a tough read, but not for Reese. He is a different player. It's as if he's from a different planet. I've always been so impressed by his mechanical prowess, especially this season. I feel like he really has stepped up. He's been the perfect partner for LCT. It's a great team on the score sheet yet again. Speaking of LCT, wanted to take that one from Tosis, but unfortunately opponents getting that first touch. Kevin wants to drill it down the waterfall, but LCT gonna have to clean up when it went wide instead. Reese, that's a pancake for him. I don't think he's gonna be able to stay close to the player with it to use it. Kevin should have a free first touch. That second one's gonna cause more issues. He doesn't connect, so it's gonna be Nim to Tosses. Reese intercepts first. LCT's up quick. It's gonna be big chases heading towards these second balls, and Kevin's come out on top, off the ceiling. Give us something special. Highlights from Kevin! And could this be the qualifying shots?
Oh, SirPigasus, it could be. That could be the shot that sends Dreamstation into the GSL. Dreamstation have had an incredible run so far. Jungle Juicers, you only have 1:40. It is possible, but when you're playing this team that are playing so well, it's not going to be that easy. LCT, down to Reese. Tosis will intervene, but Kevin's already there. Won't be able to get much except from a pass back to LCT, who's going to try and beat Tosis. Won't be able to, but Reese will be able to collect that, and Kevin will further the ball into the blue half and waste more time as a minute is fastly approaching. Risen with the soft touch. Won't be able to do much there apart from get a little pass off as LCT 40 boost to his name. Will get the pass. Oh, looking for the pinch with Reese. They're just going for great shots now, but you've got to show respect to your opponents, and Risen, he's risen to the occasion. He wants to equalize, and he's just gonna run circles on the Dreamstation at the minute, and well, it is what it is.
Sorry, I don't have chat off, so you can't just see Kevin call for help after that last play. He was left in a bit of danger there from LCT and Reese, going for the bridge-up play between themselves. Oh, that's hilarious. 40 seconds for them to hold on to a 2-goal lead. They at least have that bit of insurance. And well, they're hoping that that can be it, but you can't allow, oh my goodness, opportunities like that for Jungle Juicers, because you can see that they are able to take it. For the grand scheme of things, they have been prolific. They have had overall less chances. It has felt like, compared to Dreamstation. But when they have had that chance, they have been ones to take it. And in with the 10 seconds left on the clock, this might just be the final seconds for Dreamstation in the Swiss stage, because we're going to see them in the main event, in the GSL. There is your result. Dreamstation going all the way.
Oh, beautifully done. SirPigasus, we've done it. We've done it.
W's.
Yeah.
Big
W's
W's for
real.
Dreamstation.
It wasn't the sweep, right? But it doesn't matter. It's closed out. It's done. We're there. We got the W where it mattered, and well, everyone in chat, I'm seeing W's spammed. They should be. That was a great display of performance from the boys.
And Kevin showing his love to the broadcast as well. We love him very much too. I made sure he knows of it. What a day this has been for Dreamstation. Being able to go the full way. Some exciting games as well on the way with sweeps that I felt like didn't tell the full story of the performances with how close some of those games went. But ultimately that clutch factor was just there for Dreamstation. And well, I'll be excited to see what this team can do in the GSL. But for now, this is unfortunately the end of this stream. We didn't go to round 5 because Dreamstation are just that bloomin' good, Lecky Spec.
Yeah, that good, and well, that's all from us. I mean, we saw some great plays, we saw some great mechanics, we had some great clips, great memes on the Twitter. It's been a great day.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for joining us here for the Dreamstation broadcast. Make sure to join them on all socials to, of course, follow the Twitch stream as well if you want to continue the fantastic journey of the team. That's LCT, Baller, Reese, and Kevin. On the desk was myself, SirPigasus, alongside Lecky Speg. We'll see you all next time. Good night.